St. Joe's, just how they shoot the basketball. And Matt, we were talking a little bit about this during one of the breaks of Erik Reynolds and just how great of a shooter he is. He really came into this game not shooting well at all. I believe he was at 28% from three. But if you look at him from his career, he's a guy that definitely can knock it down. He had 26 points tonight. And when you look at what he was able to do from the arc, has that ultimate green light, 11 attempts, but knocked down 6 of them. So what did you see from this game with St. Joe's and really what they're doing? Because they have some guys that can really get after it, especially shooting that ball.
Look, they had one hiccup, and they lost to Central Connecticut. And this is no knock on Central Connecticut, but that wasn't a great loss for them. Had they won that game and won this game and beaten Villanova, you're sitting at this team, hey, man, this may be the favorite to win the Atlantic 10. And I look at the Atlantic 10, VCU lost to Seton Hall tonight. I think Dayton's terrific. Dayton's undefeated. St. Louis, Robbie Avalaw, as long as he's out there and he's healthy, is going to have a chance. There's other teams in the Atlantic 10 that can compete. But when you throw out Erik Reynolds, who in my opinion is an NBA player with what he brings to the table, he keeps you in every single game, every single night, no matter who you're lining up and playing against. He has 26 points tonight, goes 6 for 11 from three. Cam, you just said it, hadn't shot it great. He has shot it great throughout his career. You got Xavier Brown, who makes 13 free throws, doesn't play great, but doesn't shoot it great, but goes 13 of 13 from the free throw line, 20 points tonight, was one of the best freshmen in the entire Atlantic 10. Like, this team is for real. Yeah. Like, they're for real. And Billy Lang, look, man, he walked into a situation where he's taken over for Phil Martelli, who is a living legend for St. Joe's. That's not easy to do. And he's weathered the storm. And he's blocked out the noise and blocked out the distractions and has got this team playing at a high level. They're for real. Had they not had that one hiccup against Central Connecticut, we'd be sitting there thinking, man, should they be getting votes in the top 25? And I'm not trying to put pressure on Billy Lang and St. Joe's, but you have two guards like that, they're going to keep you in every single game you play. They've already knocked off Villanova. They win this game tonight. Man, just an unbelievable performance, and St. Joe's is going to be there in terms of the Atlantic 10.
I think it's interesting. Obviously, we didn't get to watch a lot of that game because the show was already started, but you look at the rebounding battle. Texas Tech, they win the offensive rebounding battle 17-6. Everything else kind of equal. That doesn't sound like a team that lost, right? But then you look, they committed 21 fouls. You have a guy that goes 13 for 13 from the line. St. Joe's as a team didn't shoot the ball great from the free throw line. But to me, you look at the stat line, and that's got to be the difference in the game, obviously. And then you have a guy that shoots 6 for 11 from three. That's going to be a help to any team. But, looking at this stat line, if you just told me what happened, I would have said, yeah, probably Texas Tech probably won that game. Just with 17 offensive rebounds, that's a lot, especially when you only get 6 on the other side. So, St. Joe's is a credit to them to be able to overcome that and, come down the stretch there and win the game.
Yeah, and overcoming a guy, JT Toppin, you see the stats right there from what he was able to do, 22 points and 18 rebounds. Ooh. I don't care where you play, who you play against, but you get 22 and 18, you're putting in some serious work. And Kenny, I see you shaking your head like, oh, yeah, you're definitely putting in work. But, Matt, when you have a guy like JT Toppin for this Texas Tech team, obviously that is the piece for your team to have success, but you got to have the other guys step up and join them to make you a more lethal attack. But Toppin is a guy we saw last year at New Mexico as a freshman. He is really talented and so versatile in so many different ways on the floor.
Yeah, and to think that this is only his second year in college, to be able to go out there on the floor and do what he's doing at that level. I think sometimes as a coach, when you have a player of his caliber, and look, there was other guys that played well for Texas Tech, right?
Yeah.
Williams goes for 18. Chance McMillan had 17. Like it wasn't like there wasn't other balance out there on the floor. But when you have a player of his caliber, you get caught up in just trying to play through him the entire game, or just get caught up in trying to run actions just for a certain player. And I look, going even back to the Duke Kentucky game, late in the game, you see Cooper Flagg, the ball's in his hands. The floor doesn't really move a whole ton because you get caught saying, okay, we're waiting on this guy to make a play because he's the best player out here on the floor. I think that happens sometimes when you have a player, of Toppin's caliber. But terrific performance. But again, credit St. Joe's. I mean, they found a way to win this game. And they're really, really good and have one of the better backcourts in the entire Atlantic 10. And it's going to be fun to see, how this A-10 season plays out and, where St. Joe's finishes.
Yeah, I can't wait to continue watching Rasheer Fleming and Erik Reynolds. Those dudes can definitely shoot the leather off the basketball. All right, let's take our final time out here on After Dark. But when we come back, we got the toast of the night waiting for everybody. So make sure you stay with us for that.